Incredibly graceful owner of the island. Stealthy, fast and agile, he keeps most of his neighbors at bay. Can eat monitor lizards and fight with a swamp crocodile. A ferocious lone hunter who does not like guests, and even people are afraid of him. After all, at one time he received the title of a real man-eater. Hello friends. You are on the Amazing Animals channel, and the hero of today's episode is the Ceylon leopard. The Ceylon leopard is one of the 9 subspecies of the leopard that exists exclusively in Sri Lanka. The lack of competition over the years has made these animals larger than most relatives. Including the tail, males can grow up to almost 2.5 meters and weigh over 75 kilograms. Predators living on the island are active not only at dusk, but often during the day. Following their instincts, animals regularly mark their territory and patrol it in search of food. For most of the local mammals, the dry season brings a lot of hardships, and Sika deer are no exception. Despite the lack of food, the abundance of water bodies solves the main problem of drought. But at the same time, the watering hole becomes the main ambush site for the hunter, for whom the deer is the #1 target. Relying on a silent gait and camouflage color, the leopard blends into the terrain. Using natural cover, he tries to get as close to prey as possible. His tactics are impeccable, but the deer has a reliable ally. Langurs hide in high branches, which can also fall into the fangs of a leopard. Thanks to their wide field of view, they easily notice even a disguised predator, immediately raising the alarm. After that, in a matter of seconds, not a single living soul remains by the reservoir, with the exception of a hungry hunter. Therefore, most attacks end in failure. But when the leopard nevertheless overtakes the target, its 4-centimeter fangs are firmly closed on the neck. The stranglehold does not loosen until the prey shows signs of life, after which the trophy is taken to a safe place. In Africa, leopards are afraid of lions, and in India they avoid tigers, but in Sri Lanka, the leopard is the top predator. Therefore, unlike relatives, he does not need to drag a huge carcass up a tree. And even a hungry jackal, which smells prey from afar, hides in horror from the horizon as soon as it sees a huge competitor. However, even here you should not lose vigilance, because you cannot write off the underwater inhabitants. The huge swamp crocodile spends a lot of time out of the water, and it doesn't cost him anything to walk on land for an affordable lunch. Against such a monster, the leopard is powerless, so he will no doubt part even with large prey. Well, a growing crocodile may well become a target of a predator, although given the natural armor, this is an incredibly difficult target. Especially during the close attention of the alarmed Asian buffaloes, which prevent the brave cat from completing what he started. Ceylon leopards try to avoid these huge ungulates, because their quick temper is backed up by giant horns and heavy hooves. Therefore, the branches of tall trees become a much more desirable observation point, where the hunter can calmly rest and inspect his possessions. This area is rich not only in crocodiles. Among more than 200 species of reptiles, there are many monitor lizards, which are not a priority target, but often of interest to young leopards, because their capture does not require special tactics. Like most relatives, after a meal, A contented leopard likes to rest and relax or play with its prey just like a domestic cat. Being at the top of the food chain, the leopard is vulnerable only at an early age, but until adulthood, the cubs are under the close supervision of the mother, so the only and most terrible enemy of animals is man. Until the year 64 of the last century, leopards were ruthlessly exterminated because of the valuable skin, but since then they have been protected, and today the number of the Ceylon subspecies is close to 1,000 individuals, which live even outside the national parks. Usually predators do not pose a danger to humans, but several accidents have been known over the years. However, the most notorious, about 100 years ago, was the Nanai leopard, named after a small village along the road from which attacks were made. The hunters said that he was incredibly secretive and courageous, attacking wagons and even entire groups of people. About 20 people became victims of the leopard, and many attempts to track down the beast did not lead to anything. Until in 2024, he was shot by a specially hired hunter. The stuffed animal is still kept in one of the national museums. Currently, the perpetrators of the incidents are not exterminated, but the animal that has known the taste of man spends the rest of its life in captivity. Today, the population of Ceylon leopards is stable, but with the development of agriculture, people are taking more and more possessions from the real owner of the island. In some regions, the territory of the animal does not exceed 6 square kilometers, while African relatives alone occupy possessions of hundreds of square kilometers. Perhaps this is one of the reasons for the attacks, because deprived of their usual place of residence, the predator can go in search of food in the nearest settlement. If you liked the release, support it with a like, comment, subscribe and spend time with Benefit on Amazing Animals TV.